Just checking that we're okay on all the platforms, on all the things. Should be streaming to Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. I just want to say hello, folks. Hope you're doing well on this Friday afternoon. Let's see. Looks like we're okay. Got video on all three. If you did want to pop into chat, please do say hello. Let's see. I'll change this one. In YouTube, they have options of either live chat or top chat. I don't know why it defaults to top chat. But, okay. Let's see. Kick will look okay, and Twitch will look okay. Alright. Today's topic, let me check, is a live demo of the DJi Action for into Moblin. Now, if you're new to streaming, or perhaps you've been streaming for a while, you've been curious about how to get your footage from an action camera like the DJi Action 4 into your phone, and I'm using Moblin to be able to do that, then that's what this live stream is about. I've been getting lots of questions about how I do this, and I don't think I've actually covered it from scratch in a stream before. Some of you folks have actually managed to do it on your own, so good on you. Some prerequisites, and just to let you know of the gear that I'm using. I have an iPhone 11, very old iPhone. I've also got a Samsung S23 Ultra, and let's see, Samsung, ooh, shucks, we are on a red flame icon. Yikes. That means this phone could shut off. I'm going to switch to, let's see, maybe I have to switch to webcam. I haven't seen the red flame icon in a very long time. Maybe it's because I used Action 4. But we may have to go BRB. In fact, I'm going to let it overheat if it does. I am charging the iPhone, so perhaps if I unplug that, that may help. 1 second. I have heard that the latest version of iOS can cause overheating as well. Although, yeah, this is the first time I've seen the red flame icon from what I can recall. It's still red. Now, usually if I was streaming with the Action 4, I could just turn off the screen and that would help cool the phone down. Let's see. Let's check for temperatures. How does it feel? It feels kind of warm. Doesn't feel hot. Guess I'd have to hold the phone. 1 second, folks. Shrino? Swinjo. Hello, how's it going? How does your camera still upload pictures to the stream? I've got Matt 4D in the chat as well. Sure, hello. How does my camera still upload? You mean using Moblin? Moblin has a built-in now. There was a request that I put through to the Moblin Discord, and those guys were awesome enough to be able to implement that into what should be the version of Moblin that you have installed. So if you want to give that a go, it's called Moblin Snapshot. So as an example, let me just check a few things here. We're still on a red flame icon. Snapshot, okay. So I will take a screenshot, or snapshot they call it. Saved, okay. Moblin, got it. Maybe I don't have it added to the scene. We're still on a red flame icon. Not good. I might have to switch to the webcam. MediaTek, hello, how's it going? How are you doing? We're just in the beginning parts of the live stream today. Oh, you could see that. It's a terrible snapshot. Maybe I should have been posing it a little bit more better. Oh yeah, why didn't I see it? Hello, hi everyone. How are you doing? I had left home and tried streaming, but the weather was just so bad. I was waiting for it to clear up. And I went, nah. And then I tried to sit down somewhere where we could do this live stream today, but it was just too noisy. So either it was too noisy or it was too wet. And so we we've switched to doing things from home. And yeah, it's been forever since I've done a stream from home. So this setup isn't really ideal for streaming because we're going to have people walk past me. I'm kind of like in a little alcove walkway thing for people to get to their bedrooms and stuff. So yeah, that's why I don't particularly like streaming in this spot. I'm still on a red flame icon. Yes, keen to hear about Moblin Ingest. I've been so lazy using Moblin. I don't know why, even though it is awesome. It is such a good app, and props to the Moblin folks for all the things they've been able to add into it. Yeah, even with my old iPhone 11, there's been so much stuff I've been able to do. I'm hoping that red flame icon's going to disappear, but it's not looking good. I might have to pop the fan on the phone, which I haven't had to do since the trip to Seoul. Okay, so I'm going to attach this down here, and then I'm going to check the temperature of the phone. How does it feel? Doesn't feel so bad. I do have a case on. Oh, I've dropped to a yellow icon. I think it was charging made the difference. Yeah, I was charging the phone, and it seemed to have caused the heating. You have an iPhone 12, Mac Mini M2 Pro, nice. And no, will be awesome. Okay, that's a good combo. There's actually a Moblin desktop app which I'd love to play with, but I don't have a Mac, so I have no idea how it works. And you can't even look at it on the online, because there, if you were to look up App Store Moblin, it will show you the iPad, the iOS for iPhone, and watch versions. But to look at the Mac version, I think you need the App Store and to view it on a Mac. That was through my 5 minutes of Google search. Yeah, so I would look into that. But there's a couple of things you can do with that setup that you can't do with perhaps, what I have, which is OBS, StreamerBot, and what's the other one? Loopacity. So perhaps I'll go over the setup again that I'm using right now. We have the iPhone 11, which is my main streaming phone. We are broadcasting from the iPhone 11 through Belabox Cloud back to my computer here, and into OBS. So that's how I'm able to get the video that we're using now into my home computer. My home computer has OBS, StreamerBot, Loopacity is currently turned off. Don't think I need it since I'm connected to home internet, but that would usually handle my connection dropping. So let's say if I was in bad internet area, then the Loopacity will pick up on the bad connection, and then it'll switch OBS to a different scene, like either the live cam when the signal's good, or switch to BRB scene when the signal is bad. And I've also got an LBR or low bitrate scene, which means that it's struggling, but it's not quite dead yet. So Loopacity handles the automatic scene switching for my setup. As you guys probably know, that mobile connections can be very fickle. It might be fine and perfect 5G, best speeds ever, 1 minute, 1 second, but the very next you'll have nothing. So your internet will completely die out, and that's where you need this kind of setup to sort of monitor things and then switch scenes for you. And you don't have to do anything because it handles it for you. But you need a computer somewhere with a really stable, solid internet, like your home internet, if you're on perhaps, let's say, fiber, or you've got something better than mobile. Yeah, so let's see. Inside of my OBS, we have a couple of plugins, the main one being RTMP output, which I use to multi-stream to Kick. I'm also using Restream in order to stream to YouTube and Twitch. And I've got something called OBS Remote Control Relay Bridge, which enables me to have a look at my OBS remotely through the Moblin app. So that's a really cool thing that if you haven't set that up, I recommend it. And then I think with a Mac, you can actually have a Moblin version of disconnect protection. And they've also got a thing called reliable chat. Because your home computer has that stable connection, it can sort of monitor your chat and then send you anything that perhaps your phone misses. For example, you might not get all the chat messages on your phone, but then the other one can sort of monitor things and then make sure you get those messages that you might miss. No? Okay, so that's basically the home setup. I want to put this in a video. In fact, I talked about it in my last one. I'm kind of struggling on the script for this video. Maybe I'm just overthinking things, but I sort of started over, put an outline of what I'm actually using, and then I just need to reorganize it into a way that is easy to understand. Okay, let's see. So we've got the home set up. Back to the phone. For the iPhone 11, we've got the audio, and that is from the DJi mic mini. We've got the receiver plugged into the phone, and we've got the transmitter here. And the reason why I'm doing that is because we don't have the Action 4 currently hooked up to the phone. And in fact, I'm planning to remove what I've got inside of Moblin and then start over again for you guys who haven't done this yet. But I thought it would also help if you understood my setup, because you're likely to have something very different from what I've got. So I doubt there'll be many people out there that also have an iPhone 11, the base model, and the S23 Ultra, which is what I'm using as my hotspot. Yeah. So there's quite a few folks that have actually upgraded. They got the new iPhone 17. So your setup could be different. In fact, it probably will be different than what I'm using. I also have a Nighthawk M2, which Masingo gave to me. So thank you, Masingo. I have tried using that as a hotspot for the Action 4, but my setup, for whatever reason, struggles with the Action 4 going into my iPhone. So that's why I have opted to use my S23 Ultra as the hotspot for my setup. So you've switched to Twitch. Okay, cool. All good, MediaTek. Nice one. Yeah, whichever platform you prefer, please jump in, and then I should be able to see your messages. I don't have TTS going. It's not working for me right now, so I may have to grab my wireless headset. This is how I normally listen to TTS. So I am actually reading the chat from the screen, which I don't usually do. Usually I rely on the TTS. I'll listen to the messages and go, okay, yep, caught that. I'll acknowledge the message, reply, and then if there's something I missed in the message, I can look down at my phone and then read the rest of it. So that's the way that I have been using it. Let's see. Let's try this. Just going to hook up, power on my Bluetooth headset. So other part of my setup. Hope you've been taking notes. Now this is connected to my Moblin phone, or streaming phone. Bluetooth connected, and okay, so if I type a message, should be able to hear it. Let's type it into Twitch chat. So hello, Twitch. So using my home computer. Did I spell that right? Yeah. Okay, I can hear that. Now I think with the DJi mic mini receiver, it actually stops the TTS from going through the speaker. I know there was a specific configuration. Oops. Oh no. Oh, better. It's an interesting thing about having two phones. So I've got an iPhone S23 Ultra. With the older iPhone, we've got the power button on the left side, volume controls on the other side. Right side, volume controls on the left side. But with the S23 Ultra, they put both the power and the volume controls on the same side, which is the right side. So I went up onto my iPhone to turn up the volume when that's actually the power button. So it turned off the screen, turned off the phone. Now when you're using the internal cameras of an iPhone, it actually can't continue working. It's a limitation of the hardware and the software. They won't let you keep using the internal cameras. And as long as you've got background streaming enabled in the settings, Moblin will continue to work. And that's what you saw there with the blurry image. That was Moblin being put into the background. But one of the great things I love about having an external camera like an Action 4 is it can continue to work when your phone screen is off. So when earlier we had the red fire icon to say that, you know, phone is getting a bit toasty and maybe you should do something about it, unplug your power, turn off your phone screen, do something like that, then you got that option. You can turn off the screen, which is one of the things that can cause your phone to get a little hot under the collar. Yeah, so let's see. I usually, not in a specific order, I will turn off the screen. That can help. I will unplug power if I've got something plugged in to charge the phone. I will, let's see, I'll turn off a widget. So if I have something on screen like a picture-in-picture or let's see, screen sharing, then I'll turn that off. The other thing I could do is let's see, widgets, power, turn off screen sharing, turn off widgets, other widgets, picture-in-picture. When I use cameras, I use just the back normal camera and also the front facing camera, just those two. They have other modes, which like a dual cam mode, which will let you zoom out to ultra wide, and some other, you know, using the ultra wide camera, then I'll switch to the normal camera, etc. But in order to do that, it has to have two cameras on active. And the low power mode I think can help, but I just don't like the idea of having three cameras active at the same time. So, you know, your front, your ultra wide plus your normal. And depending on your phone, if you've got something older like I do, the iPhone 11, then, you know, it could contribute to your phone overheating, you know. So I'm keeping an eye at the little fire icon top right hand corner of my setup, and it is yellow still. So it's not happy. We're okay, but it's not in the red like it was before. I think the main thing with that was my phone being plugged in to charge it. Which is odd because, as you guys know, I usually use the Action 4 with power plugged in, and it's okay. Okay, Blast, how's it going? How are you doing? Welcome in. What's good? Let's see. Doing a stream from home. Looking outside, checking the weather. It is still pretty icky outside. And talking IRL, talking setups, and in particular, getting RTMP ingest into the iPhone. Let's see. Going over the gear. Yeah, how have you been? You been good? I had to change out my light, this one over here, because the other one was flickering. And it was bothering me for the longest time, but I thought since I'll be streaming from home, I didn't want that flickering while I was streaming, you know. I was like, oh yeah, let's get rid of that. So I got the other light in. I got a pack of 3 from years ago. Yeah, a long time ago. Action for using wireless routers. Alright. So let's see. Let's go over our gear again. iPhone 11 with Moblin. That is our streaming phone. So we need that one to handle our stream back to OBS. That's what I'm using right now, but we're currently using the internal front camera of the iPhone 11. Our audio is the mic mini receiver plugged into the iPhone, and we've also got the transmitter here attached to my top. So it's underneath, like so. Okay. Okay. So this setup's okay. Also, the receiver is going to be better, I think, for audio and distance especially. So these receiver transmitter combos you can get up to, I think I say 300-400 meters, whereas with the Mic Mini straight into the Action 4, I've found the range is very limited. It's like 5, maybe 10 meters, 20 meters if you're lucky, but nowhere near what you can get with a receiver transmitter. But I wanted to use some good audio for this initial part, since we'll be explaining my setup a little bit, and that's why we've got the receiver plugged in at the moment. But this is not what I would use when I am streaming with Action 4. Okay. Now I do have the Mic Mini combo, which means that I have receiver normally and 2 transmitters, one that I'm currently using. This one's always connected to the receiver, which is plugged into the iPhone, and I have another spare transmitter which I usually have connected to the I'm just thinking, where did I put it? Oh, it's on my jacket, because I put a jacket on, long coat, went outside, was going to stream, came back here, and I will need to grab that. But yeah, let's see. So this transmitter, which is on my jacket, I'll need to get that. That is currently on my raincoat, but it is always connected to the Action 4. When I was in Seoul, I'd take all of this with me, and it all fits in this one case, which is the best thing about the Mic Mini. I don't have to bring an additional pouch or whatever for the windshields, for the charging cables, for everything. It's all in here. And to charge them all, you just need to plug a USB-C into the back. Okay, so that's our audio. Currently, transmitter, receiver hooked up to the phone, and then for the Action 4, use the other transmitter directly into the Action 4. Okay. We also have good old Anker 250 watt battery bank, and this is what I'd use to keep all my gear charged. Got one Lightning, one USB-C which is right angle for the Action 4, and then one USB-C which is just normal, and that one I have for the S23 Ultra, or anything else that would, needs charging. So I have the 3 in here, and the USB-A provides 18 watts of fast charging, which is great for the iPhone 11. That's the fastest it can charge. And then we've got one of these which is 45 watts, which is great for the S23 Ultra. That's the fastest it can charge. And we've got 100 watts, which you'd normally use for a laptop or whatever, or maybe one of the newer phones that can do ridiculously fast charging speeds. But yeah, it can actually charge at all of those at the same time. Whereas some of the other battery banks that I looked at, it could do 18 watts, but as soon as you plug something else in it, then it'll divide the output amongst all the different ports. So this can do 45, 100, and 18 all at the same time with all 3 plugged in. So that's why I'm a big fan of this bad boy. That's 100 watts, yeah. I mean, let's see, my old MacBook, which no longer works, rip, it is, it came with an 85 watt charger, which I use. So even though the laptop doesn't work, the charger, which I'd completely forgotten about, it was great to actually charge this. So yeah, this would be enough to charge that. If it still worked. But yeah, this is the Anker, which I would have in my bag. Just have another look. So this is what I was going to take with me today. The bag, we have, it should be in my YouTube live description, so everything is there if you did want to have a look. This is yes, I took this with me to Seoul, South Korea. I got through New Zealand customs. So from there went to Shanghai, no problem. Then I went to Seoul, no problem, and then back to Seoul International Airport to, where did I stop over? Singapore, yeah, Singapore, and then back into Auckland. It is rated at 99.9 watt hours, which is currently okay for most places. You want to, of course, check wherever your destination is, because they keep changing the rules. But yeah, and I've heard that China and the US are usually the strictest, but of course, you know, who knows, that could change. If anything, I think I had problems with Auckland Airport. They were really curious about these. They thought these were drone batteries. I'm not sure why that would be a problem. These are my batteries for my Fuji camera. But they saw these and they were asking, are those drone batteries? I said, no, I don't have a drone. So no, they're not. And oh, okay, that's it. That was the only issue I had anyway. But yeah, this one's good. I really like this one. And the form factor works great for my bag, because I can just slot in like this, you know. Only thing, I wish that the screen to be able to view the percentage. So it shows you how much percentage you've got, 100%. But it'll also tell you estimated remaining time as well. So I'll say if you have the S23 Ultra plugged in, I'll say you've now got 5 hours or whatever. It'll actually say how much time you got left remaining, and then it'll adjust if you unplug one thing and then plug something else in there. So perhaps the Action 4 won't use as much power as the S23 Ultra. Okay, so where were we? Anchor battery bank, 250 watt, 99.9 watt hours of power. So I've been really happy with this. I think, if you guys may recall, I had a stream when I went to Auckland Zoo. That was, when was that? Was that this year or last year? I had a ProMate battery bank, and it could only do, I think, 20 watts. It just wasn't enough to keep my S23 Ultra charged. Whereas this one here, no problem. This one's been really good. Let's see. If I needed to, then we had the good old JJ02 to pop the phone on to do a stream that way. So that's always my little backup. Then I did have this with me. So some of you guys may remember this guy. This is my first live streaming camera, called the Aicoco onAir. They got in touch with me, wanted me to have a look at it. We did 18 hours worth of live streams with this, and this is before I got the DJi Action 4. There are some things in this that I still haven't seen anyone else be able to do. But yeah, I want to do a review of this, like a stream where we test this out, maybe with the Belabox, or we could try and connect it to the RTMP of the setup here. Folks, I'm still curious about that part. Okay, so that is in a nutshell what it's going to take with me. Action 4. Now all the settings and things you'll find in the YouTube live description, but let's see. Just going to power it on, have a quick look around. So I'm doing 1080p 30 HorizonBalancing. I've personally like the look of HorizonBalancing versus the other modes. So this one has about 4 different modes of stabilization: HorizonBalancing, Rocksteady, Rocksteady Plus. There is Horizon, what's the other one? There's something else. There's another one. Horizon Steady. Manual exposure, we're on 1/200th of a second. We're at 100 to 3200 ISO. Confirm. Auto white balance, normal color, standard Dewarp. Let's see. Custom image, so +1 sharpness, -1 noise reduction. Low light image, enhancement off. Let's see. Now inside of the settings, which you can get to by swiping down from the top. So you swipe down from the top and you can get to some other settings. This is where you can connect to your wireless mic. So I have connected, oh, I know. I could, because I've got the mic 2 right here, so I could connect that one up instead for this here. Let's see. That way, yeah, we can keep using the mic mini receiver transmitter for the internal cameras, and then the mic 2 for the Action 4. So I'm just wondering if it's just going to get janky with the mic mini other transmitter connected to this receiver transmitter connected to the phone. Yeah, I think I'll do it that way. And it's just like right here too. Let's see, anything else that we want to cover in terms of the settings here? So 1080p, 30 FPS. In terms of the image stabilization, from what I've read online, the image stabilization works best from 1/200th of a second. Anything higher than that, then it's going to struggle. And I found you can reduce it, so you can go to, let's see, we played around with 1/50th of a second, 1/50th of a second, and then image stabilization still seemed to work, but it's not going to be as reliable as when it's at least 200. Cool. All right. Inside of Moblin, we're 1080/30. Let's see. Let's have a look. Streams. Video. 1080p 30 FPS. H.265. And we're at up to 8 megabits per second. It's going to adjust if I can't do that. We're actually bonding at the moment. I think it's because I'm connected to the home Wi-Fi. And we've got the cellular. So currently I'm showing inside of Moblin up here for me that we have 8% cellular, 91% Wi-Fi. Okay. Anything else? Okay, iPhone, Action 4, S23 Ultra. Now when you're IRL, you need a really good hotspot. But I think if you got something newer than the iPhone 11, from what I've heard, the 13's okay, 14 is better. So at least from the 14, that's where you might be able to use the hotspot inside of the iPhone. In my case, my iPhone 11 is not very good. Because I've tried, and I think in one of my initial tests it showed the maximum RTMP ingest I could do from the Action 4 into Moblin was 720p 30 and a bitrate of 1 megabit per second, which is just potato quality. So for my setup, I want to be able to use 1080p 30 to OBS and OBS to the platforms, so that I could potentially reuse the content later on. And I could create a clip and then share that as part of a YouTube video, you know. Okay, let's see. So I've got over the gear. Just to reiterate, so you need a really good hotspot. So if you've got a good new iPhone, you could use that as your hotspot. Now what I've found, the combination that works for me is to have maybe no SIM card in the iPhone 11 and then have a SIM card in the other device. So for example, what I found best combo when I'm IRL is the S23 Ultra. Very newish device. I think they'll do the S25 now. And it's got pretty new specs in there in terms of the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi, all that sort of Wi-Fi technology compared to the hotspot that I've got. So that's the M2 4G, and I think it is AC wireless or Wi-Fi. What is that, 5? Whereas this one's got a newer Wi-Fi. So I found when I connect the Action 4. So because you need something as your hotspot, so you go from the Action 4 through your hotspot, whether it's your iPhone that you're using to stream or it's a different device like this. Action camera, hotspot, into my iPhone. They're making sense so far? Yeah, so, and I found that the iPhone that I'm using to stream, I can connect this to the Wi-Fi of the S23 Ultra, and also this can act as the hotspot for the Action 4. It can do all that without a SIM card in the iPhone. But because, let's see, lately I've been using the Kick app to be able to listen to my stream, monitor the audio, make sure that the audio is okay. I can have that as a little thing. So I can have that open while I'm also streaming. I can see the little video preview window, and then I just lower the resolution to 160p. So I can hear the audio while I'm streaming looking at Moblin. And when I don't have a SIM card in the iPhone, that preview audio is really, yeah, the iPhone can't quite handle it. When there's no SIM card in the iPhone. So when I have had a SIM card in the iPhone and I have a SIM card in the S23 Ultra, that's when my preview through the Moblin phone sounds good, and I'm also able to bond the connections. Okay? Alright. So remember, what I'm doing could be different for your setup. So S23 Ultra as my hotspot. First thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on Mobile Hotspot on the S23 Ultra. So I can do that from this pull down menu. There is a mobile hotspot option, or you can go into your settings on your Android phone. You can settings back, connections, and then mobile hotspot and tethering. That's where you can enable mobile hotspot. Now I'll also click into that. So mobile hotspot, you can tap it, and that'll bring up let's see, this tab, right? And then below my fingers is the SSID or network name for the mobile hotspot on my Ultra, as well as the password. Now there is a section where you can configure mobile hotspot and then adjust the band to 5 GHz preferred. Now I can't really show you this, but I do have this in one of my videos. I believe it's the one where I cover the Action 4. So it's my first video on the Action 4 on my YouTube channel. Let's see, just going to look at the title. That video is called DJi Action for IRL live stream to Kick, Twitch, YouTube. So have a look at that video, and then I go through the steps of connecting or setting up your phone. Now these are different on an iPhone. On an iPhone it is what do they call it? Okay, I'm gonna have to swipe out. So 1 second. On an iPhone, you go into your settings. You look at, let's see, personal hotspot. There's an option to maximize compatibility. So if you turn that off, that's the equivalent of 5 GHz preferred. When you're maximizing compatibility, you're actually enabling 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz as a hotspot. What that means is if you're using 5 GHz, there's less other things using that band. So you're not going to have as much interference. Cool. Good morning to you, Olivia. How are you doing? Yeah, that's because I'm using the internal camera on the iPhone, and whenever I swipe out of the Moblin app that I'm using, it's gonna like freeze the picture. A bit like TikTok. Have you seen that on TikTok? If the connection drops, then it freezes the frame and makes it blurry. Yeah. Okay. So 5 gigahertz preferred for anything that's related to streaming, actually, if you've got that as an option. And you're less likely to have interference. You probably still have interference, but if you use 2.4 gigahertz, there's just lots of things using that band for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, etc. You'll probably have more glitches, like crackly audio, maybe your whatever device isn't connecting properly. Then that's when you'd try 4 or 5 gigahertz. But I'm sure at some point even their band may have issues. I wonder if they've got something else in the future, 6.5 or whatever. Anyway, so we've got our mobile hotspot enabled on our other phone. So the other phone could be, let's say, an iPhone. It could be like what I've got, an Android. You just need a really good hotspot. Whatever your best device is as a hotspot, use that. Now, I think there are limitations with iPhones as well. They can only be a hotspot for... oh, that's my TTS. It might contact sometime at Matt 4D in Darwin. He does a lot with drones too. I know Matt 4D. We've caught up. He's been here, and we did a stream together. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, Matt 4D on. He may indeed. He may. Yeah, that is correct. He may. Yeah, it's a small world. I think the Kiwi and Aussie streamers, we're such a small community, we kind of know each other because we're all trying to achieve the same sort of goals, to have like a great stream, a flawless, problem-free stream, which is, you just can't. The cake was heavy. That cake is awesome. The best of the best. That's the one. So we well, I say we. I have the fudge cake once or twice a year because I know how heavy it is, and me having a sweet tooth like I do, I can imagine myself just going there all the time, and it'd just be bad. So I limit myself to my birthday and Christmas as my little treat. But I think that year, was that this year or last year? This year and last year I was a bit naughty. I had it outside of those special occasions. And now I need to kind of work it off still. But oh yeah, hot chocolate fudge cake. If you ever visit Auckland, you have to, it's by law, try the hot chocolate fudge cake from Denny's. It is glorious. And from what I'm aware, they don't have it anywhere else. It's a Kiwi thing. In the US, they have what they call it, a hot. It's like a cookie kind of thing. I've forgotten what it is. No, not Danish. It was it's on the tip of my tongue. I'll remember, but it wasn't the same. I was looking for hot fudge cake. Did they have it here in the US? No, they didn't. Tried the nearest, closest thing to it, and it was nice. But I tell you what, the fudge cake is brownie. That's it. Brownie is it. Gabago. Hello, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. They've been going, trying to figure out how to set up everything. Need for live stream IRL. Hard part was doing it for Kick specifically. I finally got it set up. Nice one. Well, that's awesome. I have been trying to be able to stream to all three. The easiest to stream to is Twitch because all the apps support Twitch. So yeah, let's see what are the ones I know of. It's just that the third party app integration, it's there for Twitch, but the others, they're getting there. Kick and YouTube, I think they're a little too strict on some of the rules, or maybe their API isn't quite there yet, and people have found ways to work around them, especially with streamers that has added some functionality for you to be able to stream to Kick. And I've been playing around with the specific setup I've got now. So for me to be able to stream to Kick, I am using Restream and a RTMP output. And that sends my stream to the 3 platforms. For me to be able to read Kick messages on my phone like I am now, I have Moblin. Moblin does that. And I think I'm catching all the messages and alerts from all 3. I'm not sure about YouTube though. Oh, nice. Box. Pog. Saying try Lupicity, Restream. Streamboard, yes. In fact, that is the combo that I'm using. Lupicity to auto scene switch. Now that is built towards Twitch. You just need something to handle what you're doing to stream, but still be able to bring in YouTube, bring in Kick, you know. So basically the way I've been able to stream is with the focus or the core coding on Twitch in order to handle automatic scene switching, disconnects, start, stop streaming and everything, and then also be able to stream to the other 2. But now some of the things that I couldn't do before, like reading YouTube messages, like being able to run commands on the other platforms, that didn't work, but they are now, which is great. Let's see. So Restream, Streamable. Yeah, Restream is great if you have, let's say, your upload speeds from your home computer aren't quite there, so you can utilize the Restream to be able to send your stream to the other platforms. So yeah, that's the way that I'm doing it now. The free plan is limited to just 2 platforms. So if you just need 2, then great, you're sorted. If you want to stream to 3, that's where you'll need like a plugin like what I'm using. But I really like Restream because it updates my title on all 3. I just need one title and it just does it all for me. Whereas for Kick, I have to go to the Kick dashboard and add my title there, which is a simple copy and paste. Anyway, let's see. Just checking. Yeah, chocolate brownie. That's what it was. But yeah, it was really nice, but hot fudge cake is way better. Way better. And guess what? It's my birthday month this month. So it's hot fudge cake month. Oh yeah. All right. Now, I think it's a matter of going to our Moblin. I'm just going to, maybe I should share what I'm doing. So I swipe down, might go blurry. Oh yeah. So on the front camera, scene widgets. Our vertical screen share should be there. It is there. That is interesting. I am not seeing the overlay inside of Moblin. When I look at my stream, I can see the screen share there, but it's not inside of Moblin for me. Is it a front cam thing? Huh. Don't know. Okay, right. So unfortunately, you're going to have to look at things sideways, perhaps. Perception. Indeed. Cliff in a cliff, that's the one. Can I go into portrait mode? What will happen? Oh, okay. Now my phone is sideways. I can't use it like this. Oh, maybe I'll just try. It looks good for you guys, but it's sideways for me. I think one of the updates for Moblin enables you to use the iPhone 17 square sensor on the front facing camera, so that you could actually rotate the phone in portrait mode, and then your little preview is also in horizontal. So I'm going to grab the iPhone. Now I'm going to hold it portrait for me, so it's this way. And I have no way really of rotating the camera. I think you can do like actually you can rotate it and then add a fill, so it'll fill the thing, but you're actually losing resolution if we do that. So let's go settings, scenes, chat it straight, yeah. On the front camera, and then I think you can change it to like 90 degrees and then full frame. So it's something like this. Oh no, 180 perhaps, or is it 270? Hello. So I have to look at my preview. Yeah. So now I'm holding the phone vertically, portrait mode. Yeah, that's because we're cutting off the top and the bottom. So I'll show you. So I'll turn off fill frame, and then you'll see how much we're cropping. You see? Does it? So you see, that's what it's doing. We're actually filling the frame. So we're cropping the top and the bottom of the video. So we're losing image when we do that. Maybe this is okay. Yeah. So this is a way that you can achieve that, but you're losing resolution because you're cutting, I don't know however many things off at the top and the bottom to do this. Whereas I think with the 17, it actually rotates the camera properly. It doesn't crop. So perhaps let's turn off fill frame. I think this can work if we do it this way. Because I'm holding the phone vertically. I'm holding the phone like this, but also, yeah, we can see what's happening on my screen. Only problem is I don't have a way to, maybe, I know. I won't do that. Here is our thingy. So maybe, can we hold it this way? No. So much crop. Perhaps get the JJ02. Now this can rotate portrait style. Okay. We are good. Now, but we are also upside down. So let's try settings, scenes, front, 0. Okay, no, so 90 degrees. Oh, right. Ace Pro T, that is from the Insta360, I think. Let's see. So, for starters, the DJi Action 4 was on special. It was really cheap too. It was hard for me to go to not get it, basically. So let's see, the Action 4 was usually around, I think, 500, and the 5 was around 600-700. They had a special a couple of months ago. When I got this, it was 380, I think. So the price had gone way down. It was cheaper than any action camera that I knew of. So it was hard for me to go, oh, okay, say no to that cheap of a deal. It has gone down since then, so lots of other specials, but usually around that price. I think it's gone back up again, but it's a great deal if you can get it on special. The Ace, let's see, what happens when I click out? Are we still okay? Oh yeah, okay, right, cool. Just so I can see the chat on the Moblin screen. Instead of the Ace Pro 2. Well, let's see, the good thing about DJi products is they have an API that Moblin has been able to take advantage of. So if you've got a DJi device camera that supports live streaming, then they've made it really easy for you to be able to use the action cameras with Moblin. Now, Moblin have made a way for you to be able to connect a GoPro to it. It's not as nice or not as user-friendly as the action cameras or the DJi cameras. And I don't think there's anything for the Insta360. Ace 2 Pro. Ace 2 Pro specs. And the Action 4 as a streaming camera has been really good. I've heard problems with the 5. The 360 currently doesn't have live streaming features. I think they will come out how to utilize the different modes that it has. Although I did make a live stream saying, you know, at least 1 or 2 ways to make use of the, let's see, what is their mode called? I've forgotten what the modes are, but yeah, I talked extensively about the 360, and it doesn't appear that the Nano is going to support live streaming at all, which is a bit sad. And I hope the 6, whenever that comes out, perhaps this month, will have live streaming. But the trend doesn't look good for live streaming. But the 4, great. I'm really happy with the 4. It works wonderfully. Is it possible to use AirPods for the playback audio? Well, if you've got Bluetooth headphones, then yeah. Like, I'm just using cheapies. These were the cheapest Bluetooth headset I could find from a local store. And then I'm able to hear your messages through these. This is what I use. But these particular ones I'm not a big fan of. I had one before, the JBL. Yeah, so those ones, they were okay. And then I had an older model of Bluetooth headsets which were great. They just stopped working one day. Also, I'm using a GoPro for live streaming anywhere. I've never owned a GoPro, so I don't know. I can't tell you. But I know of a few people who have GoPros, and from what I've seen of it, they just don't look fun to connect. They look kind of, what's the word, convoluted, or really difficult to get it up and going. Oh, nice. Congrats, NB. Got action for working in Moblin. Good and steady. Basically, that's the same idea. Oh, really? So is that image quality? So you really like the image quality of the 4 versus your one. So what was your model? Was yours the 10 MITMET? I think they're up to 12 or 13 now. And I believe the Hero 10, so they was using the, I'm sure they added the square sensor in the 10. So before then, it wasn't a square sensor. I love that idea. I thought it was really clever of them, because then it made, you had less, you're really making use out of the full sensor. And newer devices are incorporating a squarish sensor now that GoPro came up with. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to go into settings. Got a little distracted. We are going to go to, got a scene. So I've got an A4 scene. Just going to delete it. Also have an ingest, which is RTMP ingest. I think I need to disable it, and then we can delete it. What I did earlier was I exported all my settings. So whatever I do in here, it won't matter, even if I make a mistake. So you can do that from right at the bottom, import and export settings, and then you can export to clipboard. So you keep it in your clipboard or save it to the Notes app, which I did. Then DJi devices. So I've got a whole bunch here. We've got S23, which is the main one I use, M2, iPhone 11 as the hotspot. What did I put in here? Server 6, 1080p, 6 megabits per second. Yeah, I don't think that worked. So let's delete that. Actually, we'll delete all of these. Where else? So there's a section for GoPros, 1080p, launch live streams. So you got a little scanny thing. Delete that. Hero 10. Ah, yeah, okay. So we should be good. Should be good. So they'll give you an idea of where we need to add things for our video going from the Action 4 into Moblin. So we'll need a scene, also need an ingest, RTMP, and we will need to add a DJi device for the Action 4. Now I think we had to ingest first. So I'm going to go to ingest. The Action 4 uses RTMP. We've got lots of others there. We've got SRTLA, RIST, RTSB. So if you want something going into your streaming phone, in our case the Action 4 video, then you use whatever protocol that device supports. Action 4 is RTMP. If it's another phone, then it could be RTMP or SRT. Or if it's a camera, it could be RTSP or RIST, whatever. In our case, for the Action 4, we're going to go with RTMP. It's currently not enabled, so we'll that off. It will use the port of 1935. We're going to create a new stream. It's currently called My Stream. Going to go into that and give it a new name. Going to call this one Empty. Empty names are not allowed, so this will be give it RS because the name needs to be unique. So RTMP stream, whatever format works for you. We'll call this one S23. Is that what we want to use? I think so. So let's click OK. It's going to give us a stream key. This can be what we've got here. I'm just going to do something really secure and call it 1, but of course we want to use something like the existing one that it gave us, something a little more secure. Different protocol with different sources and destination. Excel spreadsheet. Yeah? With different protocol for different sources and destination. It's going to be different for everyone though, and what you're using. For the DJi Action 4, it is RTMP. So maybe if we did build out a list where we had lots of things which would use like RTMP. So for me, yeah, so I can currently only really do the Action 4. Oh no, Action 4, and we've got the Aicoco onAir, which are both RTMP. Now, not many folks have this device, but let's say if you have a Ace 2 Pro, or you've got other Action camera device that doesn't have native support inside of Moblin, then you could try this. And then a phone, which would be SRT. The others, I don't have anything to, I think, to be able to use the RIST and RTSB. Yeah, I don't know, we'll have to see. Well, the RTMP you could do, or SRT. Let's go back here. So I've got the name, we've got stream key, we've got latency, we'll leave it at 2 seconds, and URLs. Now these are the URLs for the RTMP server on my streaming phone. So we'll need to put this into the Action 4 somehow. No, we don't really need to do anything because we'll just need to be aware of these numbers and things. I'm going to go back. We'll click enable to enable the RTMP server on the iPhone. Right, I'm going to go back further. So there's our RTMP server is enabled on the iPhone. We'll go to DJi devices. I'm going to create a new one. We're going to call this one S23. Actually, no, Action 4. Action 4, and then our hotspot is the S23. Does that make sense? I'm going to select the device. Now I'm going to power on the Action 4. Okay, it is now on, and the iPhone should be looking for it. It has found it, so we'll tap on the little blue numbers. So that's one part. Now we need to get the SSID of our hotspot. Now if you've got a separate phone like my one, I think we have to also connect the iPhone to the Wi-Fi or mobile hotspot of this, otherwise it won't be able to find it. So currently the iPhone's connected to the home Wi-Fi. So I'm going to swipe out. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go into the settings, and then for my Wi-Fi I'm going to select the S23 Ultra. Mobile hotspot turned off, nothing was connected to it, so I'm just going to turn the mobile hotspot on the S23 Ultra back on, refresh my Wi-Fi list on the iPhone. Let's see, I'll try turning the Wi-Fi on and off. Okay, the iPhone S23 Ultra has come up on my Wi-Fi list. So connecting, go back, all right. Battery's pretty low, not looking too good. Okay, so we are now connected to the Wi-Fi, which should be able to see top right hand corner. Our Wi-Fi connected. It is to the S23 Ultra. Go and open up Moblin, and then this is where you want to enter in your SSID for your hotspot, which is the S20 Ultra for me, and also the password. So I'll do that now. I'll just stop sharing. Give me a second. Okay, so our SSID, we've just scrolled up from that. We've got our server, which is RTMP, and then we've got a stream here, which is the one that we created. Now we've got a URL. Usually for mine, it's usually either the first or second URL. So you've got to kind of play around with them. And then once it's working, you don't need to change it. But it's going to have the URL for the RTMP server on the iPhone, right? So this here, Action 4, is going to connect to the hotspot because we entered in the SSID and the password for the S23 Ultra, and then it is going to find the RTMP server on the iPhone, and in order for the video to go from Action 4 hotspot into the iPhone. Cool. And it's one of these URLs. For me, it's either the first or the second one. So we'll try the second one. So shortcut to the RTMP server. Okay, we're going to go for a resolution of 1080p. See if we can do that. Bitrate 6 megabits per second. Okay, we're going to turn off the image stabilization because we've got the stabilization inside of the camera. We don't need to add any more. And then we want to enable auto restart live stream when broken. And currently we are not live, so we can power on the Action 4. then we can start live stream. It's not going to do anything, it will probably connect. So back on here, streaming, that looks good. Now on the Action 4 it says preparing to live stream. When it is actually live streaming, it will still change from preparing to live stream to have a little red live icon. Can you see? And I'll have a timer, like how many seconds it's been streaming. Hi. Cool. So that is working, but we can't see anything. That's because we don't have a scene inside of Moblin. So we are going to go to the settings. I'm going to add a new scene. I'm going to create one. It's called my seed, but I'm going to rename that to A4. A4. Now this is, we want to use the RTMP server that we set up. Rotation 0, override video stabilization, no, full frame no, mic override, so we get to go yes. Enable override to automatically switch to selected mic if available when switching to the scene. Now I think I'll have it off for now, and then if we want to add any widgets we can do that here. We'll go back. So I've got a new A4 scene, but we're going to move it to the top because we want that to be the first thing that it uses. I think that's good. So I'm going to close out, and then let's see. Have a quick look over here. Make sure that we are still streaming. We've got our scenes at the bottom. Now if we want to connect a microphone to this, this is where we could switch to our mic 2. So what I'll do is we'll go back to our front camera. Hello. Okay, all right. Now on the Action 4, you can end the stream using, in the bottom left hand corner, there's what looks like a share button, but you can use that to end the stream from the Action 4 to stop streaming. So we close, go to the A4 scene, you'll see that there's no camera feed. Go back to front. Cool. Got that? Alright. So what's going to end stream? Going to power up our mic 2. Got a little icon that's changing colors. Now inside of the Action 4, we're going to swipe down, go to settings, going to look for wireless mic, and then tap on the button to find a transmitter. So I'm going to press the link button on the transmitter here. We are now connected, it says. Our mic is now connected. That's the mic 2 that we're using. To the Action 4, we're going to, let's see, go back into our settings and make sure that doesn't disconnect. Don't want that to disconnect, not yet. scenes, A4, so mic override. So we do want the microphone to take over when we use the Action 4 in this case. So I'll switch from the mic mini connected to the iPhone to the mic 2, which is connected to the Action 4. And close, and then we'll switch to the A4 scene inside of Moblin. Oops. Just remembered, so not quite yet. We need to go back into DJi devices because our A4 is not connected. So we're going to enable it from here, the quick button. So it's setting up Wi-Fi and it says it's streaming. It's streaming. I'm just going to check on the back of our A4 that we are indeed streaming. So yeah, that looks good. Then I'm going to switch to the A4 scene and bam, there we are. It's very wide, right? And also quite a bit darker. That's just based on my settings. You'll want to tweak either the ISO, the shutter speed, maybe add more light, etc. iPhone's doing a lot of computational stuff in the background, just to make you look brighter. Of course, they'll probably add noise, that kind of stuff. But we should now be using the mic 2. Now, I'll just check that we are indeed using the mic 2. Hello, 1 2 3 1 2 3, check check check. Sorry about the noise there. Are we using the mic 2 audio? Well, we've synced the audio with the video. So this audio, which should be from the mic 2, is going directly into the Action 4, and then both the video and audio is going into Moblin. So that's how we're currently doing it. When we switch to the internal cameras, it's using the mic mini, but it's not ideal because I'd have to carry 2 sets of mics around with me. You'd really only want to use one. So if we just wanted to use the Action 4 audio, that means this will be our primary camera. That's where you'll need to sync. Are we sort of glitching a little bit? Let's see. So have a look in our settings. 1 second. I'm just going to scene widgets. Where are my scene widgets? A4. Oh yeah, we need to add some. So add some widgets. We're going to add a vertical screen share. Just add that for now. Go to widgets. I think this would be 3.5 and 94.3. I'm guessing. Screen capture. And then 0. Yeah, that should be right. I think that's about right, roughly. Yeah, so here I can actually see the screen share with an Action camera. Looking at the details, I can see my ingest is kind of struggling a little bit with 3.1, 3 megabits. So, where's my hand? if you look at the right hand corner of my screen share, it should be around 6-ish, and then the stream is 6.44. Now it could be my weighting. So when you start doing something like what I'm doing, RTMP ingest into Moblin, this is where you'll need to sort of tweak your numbers around so you have the least amount of lag or jitteriness. So the numbers are looking a bit better now. Now because we're using the RTMP of the S23 Ultra, RTMP, the hotspot of the S23 Ultra, now this is doing quite a bit of work, is providing data for Moblin to stream out to Belabox Cloud, and also it is doing the RTMP for the Action 4. So you want to try and offload some of the work there if you can. So I've got the cellular, and yeah, so the little orange icon. It's a bitrate for our SRT connection, and all our RTMP ingest is struggling a bit too. So this is where you could play around with DJi devices, streaming. So perhaps your resolution, your bitrate, so you can play around with those. Perhaps maybe the URL. I'm sure it wouldn't work if we were on the other one. So let's try stop. Second. Why do I have so many URLs? You know what it could be? It could be my battery. If I look at my battery is looking really low. So it may be my phone trying to let's unplug. We'll unplug the mic mini receiver. So we're purely using the audio from the Action 4 now. And then if I grab the Anchor battery bank, plug that in, into the iPhone. So I've got a little green icon and the fire as well, lightning bolt. So it's fast charging for the iPhone. Also got the yellow fire icon as well. What's our bitrate? So bitrate up to 8. Then okay, we'll leave it there. Now, if you were wanting to sync audio, I'm going to switch to the internal camera, so front. Okay, so in order to sync our audio, which is going through the Action 4 now, with the internal camera, that's where you could either adjust, there's a couple ways, for your scenes, for your camera, you could either change your stabilization mode, so add more lag to it. It'll get very disorientating though if you do that, because for every level of stabilization it adds more lag. Now the Action 4 is natively going to have more lag than the internal cameras, just because it has to go through the hotspot and everything else to get onto your phone's scenes. So you could add lag to the existing cameras, so that's one way. You could go back. You could also go into the debug settings, debug, and then you could add, where was it? Built-in audio and video delay, was that it? Have they renamed it? So you could add a delay here, video, audio, no, noise. Yeah, I think it's here. So you could add some lag here, or you could go into your DJi devices for the Action 4, and then you could change your on it. So you could go back, and ingest RTMP, turn it off. Oh, already using it. You could change the latency. Yeah, thank you, mate. So you could adjust your latency here, and I've heard you could go as low as 250, but the lower the latency in here, more likely you could have glitching for your Action 4 stream. So I probably wouldn't change that one, not too low. But there's a couple ways in where you could sort of adjust the audio. Okay, going to go back, DJi devices, start streaming. Close, and then A4. Then A4. I'll turn off the Wi-Fi. Oops, they probably killed stuff. So we're back. Yeah, and just looking at the numbers, they're looking much better. So we've got 6.4 on the ingest, and SRT is 8. Lag. Are we lag now? We should be okay now. Testing 1, 2, 3. Audio is glitching a little bit. Okay, so I realized that the Ultra was connected to the home Wi-Fi. And I think that's why our internet was glitching a little bit. Usually when I'm actually IRL, it's not connected to the home internet. I think that was messing with the Bondi, even though Moblin shouldn't be on this phone. Yeah, it should be off. Oops, close, don't need it. I think just by having this phone connected to home Wi-Fi, it was playing around with our speeds. Whereas now, everything's looking much better inside Moblin. So I ingest 6.5-ish, which is what we want. And then the SRT stream to Belabox cloud is around 8, which is also what we want. Lag. Now with this setup, we shouldn't have any lag. The audio is glitching a little bit. I wonder if it's this interfering. I'm going to power down the mic mini receiver. Also, the transmitter. It's still on, so turn that off. So both those in the charger, charging case. Now, it could take toggling DJi devices. So you could go in here, stop, start again, do a toggle. So let's try that. It's unusual to see this many URLs. Still a little scuffed. Testing 1, 2, 3. Test. Yeah, so it is using the mic too. What do you reckon? How are we sounding? We still scuffed as? Living the scuffed life? Maybe. Testing 1, 2, 3. How's the audio with the mic 2? DJi Action 4. One, two. I think you got the gist of it. Good now. Yeah. So let's see. Still a bit glitchy. This is where you could tweak things. You could go into your DJi devices, maybe adjust the bitrate. Stabilization. I might try switching microphones too. Should make a difference, right? Okay, let's try that. I'll need to go get the other transmitter. I will be right back. Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. We should now be using the internal mic of the iPhone. There's an audible difference between what we were using before and now. Shouldn't be great. I'm going to tap the iPhone to make sure. Tap, tap, tap. Yep, definitely using the internal mic. So I have the other transmitter for the mic mini. We are going to power this on. Going to go into the Action 4. Swipe down from the top, settings, then wireless mic. Going to tap on one of the mic buttons or selections. Then I'm going to select the link button on the mic mini in order to connect the mic mini transmitter to the Action 4. We are now connected. Going to click or tap on confirm. Mic mini transmitter is connected directly to the Action 4. Once you've done it, you don't need to change it. But because I've got the two different mics, I can switch between. Then, you just need to repair it depending on which one you're using. And I like to sort of test both. Okay, so we're going to go to DJi devices from the quick buttons menu. Then we are going to, actually I might go to server, RTMP server, turn this off, re-enable it, back. Why are there so many URLs? Usually I only see about 3. Oh, no, stop that. It's the Action 4 wanting to save power. Everything else looks fine. Going to start live stream. Says we're streaming. RTMP is connected. Also using RTMP mic. Just going to have a look on the Action 4, and it says that we are live. I'll pop that down. Close our DJi devices, and then going to open up the A4 scene. So let's have a listen. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is the Action 4 with the mic mini transmitter connected directly to the Action 4. So one thing I think I did this time around versus when I firstly connected the mic to was I actually stopped streaming inside of DJi devices rather than just pressing the toggle button. So when you go DJi devices, oops. Come on. Whoa. Okay. What is going on? Yeah, so if you do press this toggle, it may try to reconnect. So if you go into actually DJi devices streaming, stop it probably from here. So that's what I did this time around. Not glitching again. Close. Yeah, RTMP, SRT are both great. Numbers there look really nice. Bonding. Might just turn this off. Just going to put it into auto mode. It is basically splitting them down the middle, 50-50. Don't know. How's our battery? So I'm wondering, could be a couple of things. Could be a battery. Battery still isn't quite above 80%. Ideally, you want to have it at 100%. So it could be battery related. It doesn't appear to be bitrate. So it's not the SRT, it's not the RTMP. So from what I can tell, it looks like interference from the transmitter into the Action 4. So it's that. Let's hold a little bit closer. Hello? One, two, 1, 2, 3. Might check. Testing 1, 2, 3. What do we reckon? Might change our connection priorities back. Re-enable. No SD card. Okay, so I powered this on. Aicoco app. Wireless camera. Alright. Ooh. Now, which Coco is it? Bluetooth. Scan. USB, video, live, okay. Oh, actually, wireless. I think live. Oh, yeah. Head device. Connect. App connected. Okay. Oh, new firmware found. All right. Download. Upload now. Update now. Enable to. Oh, that's right. They have SD card in here. And this one. So here's one feature I really like about this, the Aicoco. So you can take the battery out and it would keep working. Now we weren't actually streaming or anything with it, but yeah, normally while you're streaming, then it would continue to keep going. Okay. So tap to connect. App connected. Okay, we can't update right now. We'll just leave it. Wireless camera on. So we want cameras working. Stop. So we want to use the live mode on here. So Aicoco lets you multi-stream or stream to one platform, but it gives you these options. I don't know if you can see that. And give the follow keys. So we can, there's a couple of platforms here. So Show, YouTube, Twitch, RTMP. So we're going to choose the RTMP option. Going to go next, and we can choose a resolution, which would be full HD, 30 frames, standard. You can choose a bitrate of high, but we'll just go standard. Then we've got a URL, which you want to use the one from Moblin. So inside of Moblin, it was, oh, actually we need to set up a new RTMP. So broadcast, settings. Okay. Ingest. Actually, we'll have to turn it off. So we'll have to switch to our front camera. Hello. Go back into settings. Ingest RTMP server currently off. And we'll create a new one. We'll call this one RS. Come on. RS Aicoco. So stream key, we'll just make this a very secure 2. URLs, so I've got these URLs. So inside of the Aicoco app, I'm going to pop in one of these URLs. So, live, and then with our stream key come up. Of 2. Also, our network needs to be the Ultra. So inside the Aicoco app, I'm going to pop in the details for the S23 Ultra hotspot. I think this should still work. I haven't tested this. Oh, there's lag at the moment because I'm using the internal camera of the iPhone and not the Action 4 video. So the audio, I think, is coming from the Action 4 still, maybe. It's just a temporary thing for now. Live start failed. RTMP URL. Oh, that's because I haven't enabled it. So enable the RTMP server. Enable the RTMP server. Right. I'm going to go live. See, I'm going to have the headphones on so I can hear what's happening on the stream. There's stuff that I'm doing during this live stream that I don't do when I'm IRL. So the setup I've got today is very different from what I normally have. Okay, should have a screen share. Now I think the audio still works when I toggle that button. So we'll go back. So DJi devices is now off. 1 2 3 1 2 3. It's using the internal mic, I think. So tapping the iPhone. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, that's pretty normal. Yeah, so it's defaulted back to the internal mic. So that's okay. DJi devices. Preparing to stream. So this will use both the Action for video and the mic mini audio. Tap tap tap, tap tap tap. Get current seed. Execute code. Then do some fixing on the fly. Good times, good times. One, two, check, test. So you guys remember my, my code in one of my videos where we get the current selected scene that we're on. Well, whenever we go to BRB, I'm going to mute the source for streaming. There's no reason why you should be able to hear the audio. Check, test. Cam 1 scene with microphone or source, media source audio unmuted. Replace BRB with Scene BRB. Scene Intro is your starting soon scene in OBS. Replace Intro with Scene starting soon. Scene Bypass is what you'd use for any scene where you don't want Loop SRT to auto switch from to the BRB scene. For example, if your starting soon scene has your Cam 1 as a small nested scene and your signal drops, Loop SRT would switch OBS to your BRB scene when maybe you don't want it to. Hello? Test. Check. Hello. Back to Cam 1. Media source is now unmuted. Okay. Huh. We do want audio on the low bitrate scene, so we won't change anything there. Privacy scene. Hold on. Let's try it. Maybe, I wonder if it's because, yeah, I switched to the scene in OBS. I didn't use a check command. Anyway, go to okay. Cam 1. Welcome back. Alright, so that worked. Huh. let's see, when I use Opacity, it would automatically change scenes for us. It doesn't use a chat command to do that. So replace none with scene starting soon. Let's add a few more non-auto switching scenes. Press enter to add a new line, then type scene bypass 2 equals scene ending soon. Then again for scene bypass 3 equals scene privacy. If you're wondering, cam 1. Welcome back. I am 99% sure that it muted the audio before, and I don't know why it would be different now. Source mute, source unmute, camera 2, scene cam 1, BRB. Oh, there's no muting. Yep, don't know. It's the gremlins. The gremlins did it. I'm going to move this bit of code from here. So if the previous scene of BRB, privacy or slideshow, then unmute cam 1. So if the current scene is BRB, cut BRB. So I've got a different part of my code here. Cam 1 BRB. So cam 1 and cam 2 should be muted when we're on the BRB scene. Cam 1, we unmute the cam 1 scene. Yep. Okay, save and compile. Let's try it out. Loop. We already knows because we gave it the same name as scene cam 1, but with LBR at the end. Just having LBR at the end of that scene ensures that it's the LBR scene for Loop SRT. Check out the README file for more info. Moving on, media source 1 address, no changes here, but for WebSocket password, replace pass WS with your server password in OBS. Moving on to the low bitrate section, for scene LBR enabled, back to cam 1, where we should have audio. For the cam 1 scene on media source. Okay, we're good. Alright, that will be our stream for today, folks. We've been going for a little while. How long have we been going? About, almost 3 hours. 2 hours 47. I want to thank you all for joining me. It was supposed to be a quick one. Hopefully the weather will be better for next time that we live stream. So I can get out there, show you a bit of my big little city here of Auckland, New Zealand. But yeah, the weather was just all over the place today, mostly wet and not very nice. But we changed it up a little bit. So thanks everyone. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Have an awesome weekend. Matt, thank you as well. Thank you for popping in, for lurking. Everyone else who popped into chat. Kids, I'll have a look at Discord later on. Let's see, anything else? Oh, I know, I need to check this thing. Inside of Moblin, they have a notifications tab that I keep forgetting to check. Hey, thanks Matt. I'll just show you that quickly. That way? Yeah, okay. So in the chat, so chat window, if we bring up this little speaker icon on the right, so no notifications from I can tell. Oh, PAX, yeah, that's right. Ah, I'm jealous. I want to go. See, there is, I'd like to go back to Seoul again. There's an event happening soon. I think that's next month, but I can't. I might have a trip to Sydney next year to save up for. But yeah, PAX I want to go to one day. You haven't been to one before? I think it'd be awesome. I love Melbourne. Love to visit it. Maybe they'll have their rail network done by then. Yeah, I'll be tuning into your live streams, Matt. Here's to see how that goes. And oh yeah, and the others. So hopefully you'll catch up with Masango. Who else will be there? Maybe Mozzie. And oh, there he is. Don't do anything silly. What is this? Mozzie with the raid. Why did you raid? I'm kind of at the tail end. I was wrapping up. But thank you. How are you, Mozzie? And how was your stream? Welcome, raiders. Got a couple mates going to PAX. Oh, nice. I think Chris will be there with Moblin stickers. So if anyone is a Moblin streamer and you run into Chris IRL, or is it Chris IRL, then hit him up, ask him if he's got some Moblin stickers. He might run out, you know. But only if you're a Moblin streamer. If you don't have Moblin, then don't go asking. Shout out to Click. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you for the raid. Purple Palo raid. Where did that come from? Purple Palo. I'm curious. There's a story, I'm sure. Yo, hey monkey. How are you? Oh no, sorry. How are you to know? But sweet as. All good, bro. Moblin, yes, you know. Yes, indeed. I can lie. Okay. No Moblin. You got Belabox, eh? Yeah, sweet as. I do need to do a Belabox stream. Maybe there'll be this weekend if the weather's nice. Need to switch it up. IRL Pro. Oh, okay. Yep. My one stopped working. I can't use IRL Pro. It has something to do with the bonding. So yeah, it says no internet or VPN installed, which is wrong on both fronts. So I don't know what's wrong with my IRL Pro, but it's forced me to use Moblin, which, you know, I don't mind. I love what they're doing. Installed on your phone. Oh, okay, all right. Lime like a peloton of cyclists. What's a peloton then? I don't have to Google that. All right. I don't know. IRL Pro. Yeah. I might have to fully uninstall it and what do you call it? Remove yourself from the beta program. So go right back to default and then maybe the IRL Pro app will work for me again. I bet it's something like that, eh? Well, the beta program was great if you wanted picture-in-picture, but it was just chewing through my battery like crazy. So, you know, yeah, might be worth it. Because what I'd like to do is be able to demonstrate how you go from like the IRL Pro stream into Moblin, have that other angle, and that's something that some people have asked me, can you do that? And yeah, but I haven't been able to Ah, okay. Got it. Riding in a bunch. Got a name for that, that's cool. And what about purple? Is that your favorite color? Purple is my favorite color. It's my jam. I love purple. Let's see. Chat. Yeah, how was your stream, Mozzie? Oh, if you have to head out, that's cool. Okay. It's full of purple. Yes. Awesome. Love it. Yeah, one thing about streaming from home is it's easier to raid. I can just use the desktop to raid someone. It's really hard for me to raid inside of Moblin, so that's why I'm hoping they can make it easier to raid someone. But I know I have to work on it. I gotta fix my timing because it breaks my stream when I do a raid. Oh, are you going to PAX? So all you guys going to PAX? Go back to work. Okay, alright, cool. All good. Thanks again for the raid, Mozzie. Appreciate you. Hands up if you're going to PAX, so I can be jealous. Try and have everyone's streams up, although it's going to be a nightmare. No PAX for you this year. Ah, okay. Next year. Okay. Well, let's see, October. I don't know if I can make next year. If a certain concert is going to be on next year, that's where my funds will probably have to go. But I'll say year after. But, you know, things can change as well. We'll just see. We will see. So far, as I know, there is Mitmat. He's going. So, tuning into your streams, Mitmat. And then, who else? Who else is going to PAX? So we'll just leave it there. Thank you all for joining me today. Matt again. Yeah, thank you, Masingo. Mozzie works still here. Okay, sweet as. Mozzie for the raid. Raiders who tuned in. If you got your favourite stream you want to go check out, then yeah, just do it the hard way, I suppose. Monkey. Who else do we have? Keys. Probably missing a whole bunch of names. Para. Yeah, we had quite a few questions. And yeah, sorry again that I missed a few. Hopefully be able to do an IRL stream. Yeah, I am so out of practice of doing a home stream. Can't hear you. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Let's wrap up. Thank you guys. Let's see. We'll use our chat command. Ending. There you go. And then we'll let it go through its thing. So that's where I can turn off my screen share. Yeah, hopefully you found today's live helpful. I wanted to make it more of a how-to stream today. Probably wouldn't have taken that long. If we condense it all down, if I re-edited it, it probably would be maybe the smallest 5 minutes. But you had lots of really good questions in there, so thank you for those. New followers, appreciate you. Yeah, Mozzie Reed, Purple Palo Red, appreciate it. Okay, so keep an eye out, there could be a bonus stream, so make sure you're following, got the bell icon turned on. And then I'm going to reset all my settings and then use my older settings, which I have saved to my notes file on my iPhone. Yeah, it's too warm in here, eh? It's killing my energy, my level down. So I feel kind of sleepy in here. But anyway, thank you guys. Hope to see you next time. Have a great weekend.